All right, let's jump right in. Today we're digging into Austin Kleon's fantastic guide to creativity, Steal Like an Artist. Honestly, it's packed with powerful ideas for anyone, and I mean anyone who wants to be more creative in their life and their work.
You know, every single creative person gets asked this one question. It's like there's some secret, magical formula out there. People treat it like it's this huge mystery, the thing that separates the creatives from, well, everyone else. But the truth is, it's not magic at all.
And according to Kleon, the most honest answer you can give is also the one that's going to surprise people the most. It's a really simple, direct response that just cuts through all the myths we've built up around inspiration.
Yep, that's it. I steal them. And this single, kind of provocative idea, it's the key that unlocks the entire creative process. Now, we're not talking about theft in, a criminal sense. It's all about embracing your influences.
Okay, so let's really get into this. First up, we have to tackle the biggest myth that holds so many people back. This insane pressure to be 100% original.
I love this quote. Kleon's whole point is that nothing comes from a vacuum. All creative work builds on what came before it. You've heard the saying, right? There's nothing new under the sun. A lot of the time, when we call something original, it just means we don't recognize the sources that inspired it.
And you know what? This is such a liberating idea. It's not depressing at all. Once you let go of that burden, that need to be completely original, you can stop trying to make something out of thin air. Instead, you can actually embrace your influences instead of running away from them.
This really gets to the heart of it. Creativity isn't about pulling something out of a hat. It's about combining existing ideas to create something totally new. It's kind of like genetics, right? You're a remix of your parents, but the result, you, is something completely unique. Ideas work the exact same way.
So, if all work is built on what came before, that begs the question, how do you find the right things to steal? How do you actually go about curating your influences?
Here's the secret: you have to be a selective collector. Your job isn't to just consume everything in sight. It's to surround yourself with good ideas, things that genuinely speak to your soul. As Kleon says, garbage in, garbage out. It's so true. You're only as good as the stuff you surround yourself with.
Man, this Jay-Z quote just nails it, doesn't it? Think about it. You don't get to choose your biological family, but you absolutely get to choose your creative ancestors. It's all about consciously building your very own artistic family tree. And this right here, this is your game plan. It's a super practical method. Instead of trying to learn the entire history of whatever it is you do, just pick one hero. Study everything about them. Then, go find out who their heroes were and study them too. If you keep climbing that tree of influence, eventually you're going to find your own unique branch.
Okay, so how do you actually get started, especially when you don't feel ready? You know that feeling when that little voice in your head is just screaming that you're a total fraud?
Here's the big insight from Kleon. Everybody feels this way. Seriously. It's a universal part of being creative. Even the most successful people out there will tell you they often have no idea where the good stuff comes from. The secret isn't that they get over the feeling, it's that they just keep going anyway. They just keep showing up and doing the work. You just gotta get started.
I mean, think about it. We learn pretty much everything by copying, right? Musicians practice scales, painters copy the masters. This isn't plagiarism, it's practice. You're basically reverse engineering the work of your heroes to figure out how it all works. You're not just stealing their style, you're stealing the thinking behind the style.
But here's the kicker. The goal isn't just to be a perfect copy. It's to move from imitation to emulation. The perfect example is Conan O'Brien. He started out trying to be David Letterman. He failed, right? And in that failure, he became Conan O'Brien. That gap, that place where you fail to be a perfect copy of your heroes, that's exactly where you find your own voice.
So, all of this leads to another really crucial idea. Creativity isn't about waiting for some magical lightning bolt of inspiration to strike. It's about the discipline of just showing up every single day.
You gotta forget that whole myth of the chaotic genius, the artist who runs on drama and chaos. Kleon argues that being boring in your day-to-day life is the only way to get exciting work done. It takes a ton of energy to be creative, and you just can't afford to waste it on other things. And a simple routine, it's way more powerful than these random bursts of effort. Take Seinfeld's famous calendar method. The point isn't to write a masterpiece every single day. The point is the small, steadied work that builds up over time. It's about momentum.
Your only job is to show up and add another link to that chain, day after day, until it's unbreakable.
But look, all that daily work you're putting in can feel totally pointless if it just sits on your hard drive, right? The whole creative process isn't really complete until you share what you've made with the world.
It really does boil down to this simple two-step formula. Step 1, do good work. Okay, that's the hard part, obviously. But step 2, share it, is easier now than it has ever been in human history. The key is just to put your stuff out there for people to see, to start a conversation.
So please, don't be so precious with your work. The real challenge isn't somebody stealing your ideas, it's obscurity. It's getting anyone to pay attention in the first place. So share your process, share your sketches, share what you love. The more you give away, the more people will feel connected to you and your journey. And that leaves us right here with one final, powerful question. This is where all the theory stops and it becomes a personal call to action for you. So stop waiting, stop worrying, and start making and sharing the work that you want to see in the world.